Hello everyone, it's time for another episode of Princess Diana Recaps. Today, our discussion revolves around the much-talked-about couple, Harry and Meghan. Indeed, it is true that they have resurfaced in the media and we will be discussing the matter. This information originates from the New York Post. We believe that we could spend some time reading it and also engage in a discussion regarding the content. Alright, according to the New York Post, Prince Harry is longing for a return to his previous lifestyle. According to an expert, Meghan Markle departed feeling disappointed. The way the title ends, it's amusing to me, but yeah. Currently, individuals in New York are experiencing a string of unfortunate circumstances. Contemplate this notion. My mind is constantly occupied with thoughts on that matter. In close proximity to a highly dangerous car pursuit. Furthermore, the recent revelations regarding the New York schools and the visited school, along with the imposed restriction on discussing the matter, have gained significant attention. Currently, the New York Post is reporting on Prince Harry's desire to reclaim his previous lifestyle. Therefore, it is likely that they are engaging in vehement criticism of New York and might potentially express their dissatisfaction by breaking plates. I can't fathom his desire to reclaim his previous life. There is an abundance of wealth, but it comes with limited control. Are there individuals providing support for him? Indeed, there are people who are assisting him, certainly. Individuals concealing his mistakes. Additionally, reduce the amount of her. I believe he could potentially be reaching that stage. I mean, we had a conversation a while back when the initial rumors surfaced regarding the You are aware of the hotel with unique hideouts, not exactly a secret, where individuals pay a significant sum for a temporary accommodation that is essentially a home away from home. What catches my attention is that it seems he doesn't take pleasure in being in her presence, particularly evident through their nonverbal communication cues. Although I don't claim to be an expert in body language, I can easily discern when individuals have a negative opinion of each other. They were absolutely insane. During the live stream on Monday, Jen played a clip at Invictus that had a cozy atmosphere. In the Monday's live stream, there was an incident where Meghan unintentionally revealed too much while at the Invictus Games, which upset both herself and Harry. The situation was quite unusual. He appeared disinterested and weary of her behavior. Certainly, there is no intention to absolve him of any responsibility. It is incredibly effortless to portray her as the antagonist. However, it should be noted that the main culprit, despite writing a whole book criticizing his family and engaging in questionable activities, appears to have voluntarily participated in these actions. In fact, he even played a significant role in initiating many of them, making it uncertain if he can reconcile with his past. In other words, if he were to return without her, he might be able to shift the blame solely onto her. Additionally, it's possible that she, I imply, the majority of individuals presumably, anyways. And then simply return to your previous state and remain silent, possibly attending a few events. Considering everything that has transpired, it is highly likely that he has had a significant realization about the negative consequences of this entire proposition, as well as the daunting prospect of being married to her. It wouldn't surprise me if he now desires to retreat from this situation. Although only they truly know the truth, it is worth noting the evident change in their public demeanor, notably since that memorable incident during a sporting event where she forcefully rejected his affectionate gesture on the kiss cam. The incident took place a while back, perhaps during a basketball or hockey game, and my immediate reaction was that it spoke volumes. Indeed, she has completed. Yes, it's great that you mentioned that. Indeed, the royal family displayed an excessive amount of affection throughout their time together, ultimately culminating in a momentous kiss on the kiss cam. You can tell that she is not interested. It's truly bizarre. I desire to revisit the subject you were discussing earlier. I am in complete agreement with you. In my opinion, I believe they are on the path towards a split. I have been expressing that statement for quite a while. I believe we're not quite there yet, but it's on the horizon, and when it does arrive, my opinion continuously fluctuates. I am in a constant state of fluctuation, metaphorically speaking. However, there are times when I find myself changing my mind repeatedly. I believe he would return to the UK if and when they separate. However, that doesn't imply that his return should be greeted with open arms. I believe you've accurately pinpointed the issue. Granting him leniency is a straightforward task. I frequently express this sentiment. It may seem convenient to overlook his flaws, but in reality, he is equally as problematic, if not more so, than she is. However, I have immense affection for William and Catherine. Clearly, it is understood without needing to be stated. I have genuine empathy for them. Because of the potential return of William, there is a strong possibility that he will experience inner turmoil. With all due respect to King Charles, I must express that I am not inclined to adhere to his requests. I believe he often shows a tender side towards Harry. I understand that he is the father of his child, so I don't entirely hold him responsible, but I do believe he can be overly lenient at times. With that being said, I believe it's unjust for William to have Harry return. I believe William longs for his brother's presence, something I personally do not feel. However, he has managed to continue despite the challenges. He is taking the necessary actions. He's in the process of getting ready for his future role as the king. I believe the only option they have is to continue forward. Although Harry may attempt to return, I doubt he will receive a warm reception or that it is even deserved. Meghan Markle is expressing her discontent towards Prince Harry's desire to return to the United Kingdom and regain his former lifestyle. According to Hollywood expert Mark Borman, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who made the decision to leave their royal life in 2020, have different perspectives on what they envision for their future. While Harry desires to reconnect with his distant friends in London, their opinions clash on this matter. To put it simply, he hasn't had a positive experience during his time here in the U.S., therefore, it appears that he is not supportive of the concept of free speech, hence, my suggestion would be for him to return to his home. I am unsure whether they will greet him upon his return. I share the same question. We have noticed that many of his acquaintances have recently gotten married and Harry is no longer being included in the invitations. Therefore, it seems likely that the task has been completed. In regards to his personal connections, if he were to separate from Meghan, that is what I believe. He may attempt to shift the responsibility onto her. I believe that the majority of individuals would have an indifferent attitude and not be particularly concerned. I am willing to make a purchase. Okay, let's have a great time, enjoy some pool, and embrace the vibrant atmosphere in Vegas or any other exciting destination. Returning to that topic, I understand your point regarding his acquaintances. Despite my reservations about welcoming him back, I still struggle with the matter concerning his family. I believe it would be unwise for the family to extend a warm welcome to him. I believe he has irreversibly damaged his relationships. Therefore, I suppose the most optimal resolution for him would be to consider pursuing a divorce, which might also bring him a pleasant surprise on his birthday, a horse. King Pa might express relief or surprise at the fact that someone has managed to eliminate a certain individual. I often struggle to recall the exact sound of his voice as it seems to change each time. Sometimes, in my attempt to accurately imitate him, I will listen to several audio clips, but then quickly forget the nuances shortly afterward. His accent is somewhat high-class or refined, and I am uncertain about it. Perhaps he speaks in a manner like this: "Yes, I am the ruler of England. UK, you sounded somewhat similar to either Sean Connery or possibly William. I think I may have been mistaken in identifying the exact person. If Harry happens to return, I will firmly strike him with a closed hand. Possibly commence celebrations." Nice. According to Mark, Prince Harry's social life has undergone a significant transformation in the last 10 years, as mentioned in OK magazine. He seems to have become detached from his college friends and does not have a stable university. Residence. I find it amusing how often that continues to happen. Harry is a mature adult. If it holds significance to him, he will be able to solve the matter and obtain a UK residence. It's extremely silly to me that we're even being forced to listen to that. I was unfortunately forced to leave Frogmore due to eviction. I kindly request that you refrain from treating your family disrespectfully. What do you think of that? While staying in London, he usually opts for hotels and refrains from making public appearances. I am uncertain or unaware of the subject matter. Despite his seemingly strong aversion towards cameras, we have witnessed him orchestrating paparazzi sessions in parking areas, much like her. Just prior to Invictus, he was found in the parking lot of a fitness center by a photographer who happened to be aware of his location. Without a doubt, Prince Harry yearns for the rekindling of his former friendships. I am unsure, Harry has accepted the consequences of his actions. He possesses the ability to handle the repercussions of his behavior. I find it difficult to empathize with that person due to their disrespectful treatment of the Queen and the rest of the royal family. Therefore, I am unable to provide him with leniency. Correct? Based on my understanding, it would be challenging to depart, and I imagine returning would also be difficult, but it would require strength. I believe he's solely responsible for the situation he's in. He is solely responsible for his own actions. I find it intriguing because there is always a response whenever I express such thoughts. Occasionally, I receive remarks suggesting that I am perceived as somewhat of a victim within this relationship. I understand your perspective, but I struggle to see things from the same point of view. He has come to a decision. Despite being a mature individual with the means to rectify his situation, he appears to lack the motivation to take action and reverse the consequences. After the Oprah situation, he possibly could have chosen to distance himself and express his lack of involvement with the book. We are currently headed in the incorrect path, contrasting with his perception. He went even further and completed his book with even more determination. I find it difficult to empathize with that individual. According to Boardman, Meghan is expressing her frustration over Harry's longing for his previous lifestyle. Meghan's affection for Harry is coupled with her desire to uplift his positive qualities. She has a clear understanding of their collective responsibilities and they are making an effort to collaborate. Collaboration improves project outcomes. Yes, Mommy, people are excited to see a changed version of Harry instead of him going back to his previous days of partying. He added that this could potentially result in unfavorable media coverage. In essence, what they're suggesting is that Meghan has strong feelings for Harry. She wants, we have come to understand this through pictures, with the exception of the kiss cam. The plan must be carefully thought out in advance. We cannot do it spontaneously because she is not ready for that. Honestly, I believe that the only thing she truly loves about Harry is his wealth. Unfortunately, she has become excessively dependent on that money, and Lenny has depleted it to the point where there may be nothing left to love. This could result in a breakup, and I apologize for that. I hold the opinion that Harry is not competent or skilled. I find it difficult to express this in a gentle manner, but it is my genuine sentiment that many individuals are still clinging to past sentiments towards Harry, unaware of the true nature of his actions. Consequently, I am unable to empathize with him. Despite his proximity to her and her curtsy, I believe it is justified to separate myself from him. All his accomplishments and actions, everything he has achieved. He can attempt to return to the UK. Regardless of his intentions, he is welcome to remain in this place. I believe he will live in constant unhappiness and perceive life as unjust throughout his entire experience. In my opinion, their future does not seem promising, whether they stay together or go their separate ways. I simply cannot. I greatly appreciate all of you for joining us. Certainly, as additional information of this nature emerges, we will engage in discussions about it. In my opinion, although this article may seem trivial, it does highlight an important aspect. As previously mentioned, we believe that they are. I am eagerly awaiting the outcome as things are on the verge of unraveling. We'll have the popcorn prepared and set for immediate consumption. You all are truly exceptional. Wishing you a fantastic day and looking forward to our next conversation. Bye-bye.